Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we are looking at a band I have not heard of before. It came up in my YouTube suggested videos at some point and I saw the video, or I saw it come up and thought, I might give that a look. It's not something I've heard of before, it's something new. I'll give it a look. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to be looking at a band called Words of Farewell. Never heard of them before. Tried to do a search for a bit of information about them. Didn't really come up with very much. What I have found is Words of Farewell are a melodic death metal band from Marl, Germany. Have been active since 2006 until now. Their musical themes revolve around escapism, society and love. Some rather unusual themes combined together there. To date, they've released 4 EPs, a demo, a single, and 3 full-length albums. So there's that. Now, today we're going to be looking at a track called A Lesser King. I've got a vague idea of what to kind of expect. I mean, it said melodic death metal, but that could mean anything, because the actual genre, melodic death metal, does contain quite a large variation in itself. You know, one melodic death metal band can sound incredibly different from another. So there's a sort of vague understanding of what the band might sound like, but there's no certainty. So there is that. So we've got that to look forward to. Now, before we jump into the video, if you could just take a moment to like and subscribe if you haven't already, it would really help me out. It would make a big difference to the channel. You know, I've been doing this for around about 6 years now, and not even 2% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed. And, you know, as a result, my videos aren't getting suggested to people, they're getting lost within the algorithm, and, you know, they're just sort of disappearing. So, you know, if you could like and subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything, it takes a fraction of a second, and it really would make the biggest difference to me and the channel. But anyway, moving on from that, we'll jump into this track and see what we've got. So this is A Lesser King by Words of Farewell. Let's have a look. Yes. Absolutely, yeah, that was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. It's been a long time since I've listened to a good piece of melodic death metal, and a new piece, should I say. But that was really, really good. This sort of put me in the same sort of area as things like Meadows End, who I really wish would... Meadows End have been quiet for a long time. I haven't heard anything from them for a while. I really wish they'd release something new. But anyway, we're not here to talk about them. That was really, really good. I loved the sound of it. The music was outstanding. The vocal performance was brilliant. And he even put a few variations in there. You know, for the most part, he was doing his just main sort of death metal growls. But at some points, he did pitch it up a little bit. That whole thing, it just sounded really, really good. You know, it sounded complicated, but when you listen to it, it wasn't really. It wasn't overly complicated. You know, they've done it brilliantly. It sounds amazing. I love the sound of it. The sound of the guitars, you know, the actual tone of the guitar sounded just brilliant. You know, the whole thing was composed brilliantly, and they threw some keyboards in there and some rather unusual sort of electronica sounds into the mix as well, which is quite different, or not quite different, you know, it's not unheard of, but it really added another sort of aspect to the music, and I really like it. I really appreciate it. It was very, very good. This band are brilliant, you know, and they've been, like I said, they've been around since, 2006, and I've not heard of them before, and I'm actually kind of annoyed about that now, because I really liked this. And I mean, this track came out it came out at the end of March, I think, 29th of March. You know, so how have I not heard of this band before? I'm actually kind of annoyed, because I really like that. I think that is a brilliant piece of music. Now, lyrics. I was actually paying listening more to the music, and I was reading the lyrics, but I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics. Excuse me. But the track is called A Lesser King. And it goes, once a broken man asked for forgiveness for all of his failings, but never does the world pardon those who reveal their weakness. In disguise we trot through the belly of the beast day after day, though ultimately by course of nature's law we each must fall. Now, when he says a lesser king, is he just referring to like a head of a household, or just a person in general, a lesser king? Because where it opens, it says, once a broken man asked for forgiveness for all his failings. So, a man who knows that he's done wrong, a man who's fallen on hard times, he knows that he's made mistakes, and his mistakes have led him to the situation that he's in, and now he's asking for forgiveness for all those mistakes that he's made, so that he might get his life back together again, possibly. But it says here, but never does the world pardon those who reveal their weaknesses. Again, you know, if, you know, someone messes up, if someone does something to hurt you, you know, it's very difficult to pardon someone, and when that person sort of comes grovelling back on their knees, you know, there's this overwhelming feeling that you don't want to forgive them because of what they did to you. You know, there's that, why should I forgive you? I mean, you're in a weakened state here, you're in a vulnerable state here. Why should I forgive you? Why should I not take advantage of the state that you're in and beat you down even further for everything that you've done? You know, the world doesn't pardon those who reveal their weaknesses. So it's like, if you're showing yourself to be a weak person, you know, the world's just going to keep piling it on. You know, you've got to try and stand up for yourself and fight for yourself, sort of thing, maybe. In disguise we trot through the belly of the beast day after day, though ultimately by course of nature's law we each must fall. Now, nature's law, we each must fall. So that's again the suggestion that, or that's the suggestion of every man, no matter who they are, no matter how rich, how powerful, how poor, how impoverished, we all get the same thing. We're born, we live, we die, ultimately, and everybody dies. That is an inescapable law of nature. And like he says there, by course of nature's law, we each must fall. So eventually, we're all going to die. So it doesn't matter what we do in life. It says, in disguise we trot through the belly of the beast day after day. So we put on this facade, maybe, you know, we pretend to be something greater than we are, or or something like that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we do, who we are, who we pretend to be. We're all going to end the same way. Worm food. Calls of a lesser king echo through the darkness, foreshadowing the sad and naked truth of mine. Writhing for the touch of deliverance, I yearn on, until my voice bellows through these valleys no more. Calls of a lesser king echo through the darkness, foreshadowing the sad and naked truth of mine. Writhing for the touch of deliverance, I yearn on, until my voice bellows through these valleys no more. I have no idea. I have no idea. Foreshadowing the naked truth of mine. So I really don't know what to make of that. But born of me, no greater beauty shall ever see the dawn of day. For parental dark shall never give birth to blinding light. In my heart nothing but unrequited toil and unsatiated desire. Wondrous ends will never tie together as I stand banished into shade. What? I mean, this comes off a 5-track EP, and there's every possibility that this could be like a concept piece. You know, this could be telling a larger story. I really don't know. It's really hard to say, because I really can't sort of pick or discern any specific thing out of this outside of that first, outside of those first verses where, it was a man who's fallen on hard times begging for forgiveness, but the world's just piling on saying, nah, not happening, buddy. Where'd it go? Fairer touch cast down my crown, shattering the grand illusion. Alone in the arms of finiteness, a reason for pride was never earned nor given. Sovereignty was never offered nor claimed. Now nothing but a poor peasant I am, so fairer touch cast down my crown. So again, this bit kind of makes a little bit of sense, So fairer touch cast down my crown. So a fairer person, a softer, more sensitive person, possibly a person more sensitive to the needs of the people, given that he is a king, as it were, as it is suggested, so a fairer touch cast down his crown. So someone who's got a sort of fairer state of mind, who understands the people of the kingdom as it is, was who took him out, possibly took him down, sort of dethroned him, as it were, shattered the grand illusion. Alone in the arms of finiteness, a reason for pride was never earned nor given. So this lesser king, as it were, it says here, a reason for pride was never earned nor given. So he had no right to feel proud as a king. He had no right, no one had given him a reason to. He had this false sense of pride, he'd taken it upon himself, to be this person, and he's sitting here thinking, I'm great, I'm wonderful, everybody loves me, where in fact, none of this was earned. He had no reason to feel this way, just this inflated sense of grandeur that he hadn't earned. Sovereignty was never offered nor claimed. So, did he just assume his role as king? Possibly. Just say, like, I'm better than everybody else, so I'm going to be king, and carried on with it, and nobody fought back until this fairer touch took his crown. And he said, now nothing but a poor peasant I am. So he's been knocked off his throne, he's been dethroned, he's had his crown knocked off, and he's now nothing more than the people that he was standing all over to get to where he was. And again, so fair a touch cast down my crown. I am a lesser king, unworthy of your tender caress, lending me the strength to kneel before no one. I am a lesser king, unworthy of your gentle embrace, lending me the strength to bow down to no one. So, I am a lesser king, unworthy of your tender caress, and unworthy of your gentle embrace. Those are two separate lines. So he's a lesser king. He's nothing. He's unworthy of the love of the people that he ruled over, because apparently, from what I can understand from what was written, he didn't earn any of the respect that he believed he had. He hadn't earned his right to sit on that throne by the sounds of things, so he's unworthy of any kind of love, kindness, tenderness from anybody. And none of this gives him the strength. He says, lending me the strength to kneel before no one. I'm unworthy of your tender caress, lending me the strength to kneel before no one. So, he's got nothing to protect him now. He's almost the lowest of the low by the sounds of things. So it is telling a story, but I don't know whether, like I said, this is a 5-track EP, so whether this is part of a bigger story throughout this EP, I'm not entirely sure. But there is definitely a story there. I just can't get the whole picture of it. So if anybody can fill me in and let me know what it's about, if anybody knows, please do, because I'm very interested. Because I've always said, I've said this a million times in the 6 years I've been doing this. I like music with stories. I like music with meaning behind them. Things that actually mean something. They're not just generic songs that have little to no meaning. I like it when they're telling a story. So if there is one, and if anybody knows what it is or can discern the lyrics better than I can, please do let me know. But overall, I really liked it. I really like this piece of music. I'm gonna have to search further into this band, maybe look at something from further back to get an idea where they've come from and where they are now. But like I said, the sound of the music, it reminded me a lot of bands like Meadow's End. It's really good melodic death metal. It sounded great, the music was great, the vocal performance was great, the whole thing. It was just a wonderful piece of music. I really, really like it. It is really, really good. And I am angry that I have never heard of them before, and it's taken me this long to find out who they are. So yeah, but I don't really know what else I can say on that, because I can't really fathom much from the meaning of the lyrics. I can't really tell you much about the band because I didn't find out that much. So I don't know what else I can tell you. So I'll just leave that as it is. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like or a subscribe if you haven't already, because it would really, really help me out. It would really help the channel out. I've been doing this for about 6 years now, and I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, and not even 2% of people watching are actually subscribed, and that's quite disheartening considering the amount of time I've been doing it and the amount of effort I put into it. If a like and subscribe, it doesn't cost anything. It takes a fraction of a second, and it really does make the biggest difference to me and to the channel, because if people don't subscribe, my videos don't get suggested to other people. People don't watch my videos, they just disappear off into the ether and never to be seen again unless someone trips over one like months further down the line. So like and subscribe really, really helps, makes the biggest difference, and there's no negative side of it really for you. So if you could do that, it would help me out immensely. But yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.